that you can see each other, but that there are no big gaps. So there is now a very big gap there. So we all move a bit. Yeah, perfect. This looks like a nice circle. This is good. Yeah. Yeah? It's perfect. It's perfect. Actually, it's nice that I'm standing next to you now, because I think we're continuing where you started off, because you already told your story. But we're also going to tell stories. But we're going to create stories together. Going to listen to each other, going to see where we have connection points. We are going to see, because we're here in a special place with history, we're going to see how we're connecting to this history. And some people might feel like, yes, I'm connecting to this history, I feel a connection. Others might not, but maybe there are things, anyhow, where we feel a bit of connection. So, let's see. Yeah, so actually it was not me being the main person to actually do this workshop. But now I'm here because Amy is not here, and we were supposed to do this together. But now it's me, but also our great hosts who are stepping in and helping out. So, actually, about telling stories together and why it's important. Because when we talk about participatory design, and when we create knowledge, like who's the one who decides in the end what the knowledge is that we will share? I think it's very important that we create stories together, so that actually the voices of those who are part of our projects, of our processes, also have a voice in the outcome of the work, in the knowledge that is produced. So I brought something. I couldn't bring so many, so because it's quite heavy in a bag or in a suitcase. But this is a book that we created. It's called Carbon Dioxide Theater, and it was with in Sweden. We thought it's actually strange. We know that we have to decrease our carbon footprint. What does that mean? What is carbon footprint? What does it mean? What does it look like in a daily life? So actually, what we did, we involved youngsters, and a group of youngsters. We invited them to the museum, and we started doing participatory theater together, where we actually acted out certain scenarios of everyday life, and seeing what kind of perspectives are there to be understood. What can they see? Like, what ways of thinking are here in this situation? There's no right or wrong. It's complex. Everything is complex. So, this book is actually co-written with all the youngsters and the museum staff and the researchers who focus on carbon footprints. It's everyone is in here. So the whole process is described from all angles, I would say. So yeah, that's what we will be doing a bit today as well. We have a starting point, but then we come together and see how we connect. So we first will learn. I will, you've maybe seen those posters there. We will hear more about that very soon. But we will go and dive into, this is actually not just a poster, it's a mural that's outside. I saw it when we came here by bus. It's outside the gallery. And it's a child. The story of, I cannot tell the story so well, so we will ask someone else to tell the story. But before, I want to do some warming up things. And that's why we're in a circle. Because we've been sitting so much, we've been listening so much, and thinking so much. But maybe you start feeling a bit more now, and feel thinking, maybe. So, let's start with something which is called popcorn. Yes, let's make some popcorn together. When you put popcorn in a microwave, what happens? It pops. It's going pop, 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 pop. And then, you know, now it has to go out of vegetable burn, right? We are going to make popcorn together. We don't want the end part, where there's too much silence between us. So, we will just start making sounds. But we don't make sounds all together. We listen and respond.
Dia gila record.
But don't let
Kenapa dia speed
them get.
Memang betul kan?
Yeah. Doesn't matter how we're making the sound. Maybe you can stand, or get or we can step. Doesn't matter. As long as there are no empty spaces for too long. Let's see where it starts. Maybe you can do this without a microphone, so I'll just switch this off for a second, otherwise it gets messy again. Ready? Then, or doesn't matter. Can go that way, that way, that way. I don't know how well this will work. Maybe we need to go a direction. But let's first try to just listen and respond. Right? This was working. We can do this for a long time because I don't think our popcorn will die out soon. What I want to do now is something more when we go around. I say a word, you notice this word that is responding to my word. Then like the next person goes and the next. So and then when we're here, then I said this word because she said that word. And so we go back. Okay. Right? Does this make sense? No. Yeah, no? We'll see what happens. You only have to remember one. It's not like I'm going on holiday and I go back, where you have to remember all things, right? Only the one from your neighbor. Otherwise, yeah. Okay. I say gathering.
Greeting. Orange. Museum. Class. Jalan. Flower. Honest. Chef. joyful. Happy.
Satisfied. Very fun.
I'm cool. Wonderful. Illusion. Shadow. Hot. Sleepy.
Great.
Mucho. Amor. Okay, and then I say soup. I say soup because you say gampa. You're very sorry. So now you and then you say I said this because you said that. You say soup. I say soup. And I say gampa because it says puja. I say roja. No, she said gampa. I say roja. I say roja. You say crab.
I said red because you said sleepy.
You said hot just now, so that's why I made me sleepy. I said hot because you said shadow. I said shadow because she's a dream time. Dream time because you dream. I said illusion because you said wonderful. I said wonderful because she said cool. I said cool because he said acorn.
I said aircraft because he said satisfied. I said satisfied because you said comforting.
I said tummy because she said joyful.
I said joyful because she said happy.
I said happy because he said
I said delight because he said mission.
I said name because I said shy because he says great.
I said square because she said circle.
I said circle because she said 35. I said traffic light because she said fast. I said cat because he said honest.
I said honest because he said flower. I said flower because he said flower. I said walking because she said happy.
I said happy because he said maka.
I said Kaka because crossing guard. I said crossing guard because he said bus.
I said was because she said Milo.
I said Milo because he said museum.
Actually, I said museum because she said gallery.
I said orange because he said.
I said beauty because he said gallery.
Yeah, thank you all so much. So yeah, you see, there are already many connections to be made, and sometimes we're like, how did you come to that connection? That's interesting, actually. Maybe there's a story behind this. So keep this in mind for the upcoming parts, but we actually will give the floor to someone else. Right? Yeah. Okay. Hello. So you have you're the maker of the murals. Yes, right? So who better than to tell us a story about the murals than you? So here, microphone for to hear about Fuzhou's story.
边是分7个这个差图像，说明我们的这个福州人怎么来到我们这个事物，把它画出来就变成100年的这个福州人的这个历史的经过。那么第1张的这个图呢，我就用
放旁边那边的。你跟那边就是拿这张台上的这个 ，OK， 张台上的可以。这边可以开一点点。
Talking growth is basically 100 years of progress from where they moved from China until the way we are today.
对。
那么第1张图就是我们用这个地图来做代表，然后这个是南土这是然后就是说来到这里的时候是由一位王美强，这个我们现在称他是堂主，那么带领这个福州人来到这个15，跟这个大家又签约分组，为什么要来这边？又跟他签这个合同，就跟他讲说我们来这边要做垦荒的这一个工作。
Okay, so there's one legal principle, principle 191. So he did few of the people coming from China through the Southeast Ocean to sign agreement with our Raja last time, group. For agreement on this migration.
Yeah. 那么那时候呢都是坐船过来，所以说这个从中国福州一直坐船到新加坡，然后再来口径，再来15，从这个漓江里面进来，从这边上岸。
So during that time, the only transport is sailing. So one nation and his fellow Fuzhou, they moved from a district in China called Fuzhou. So they moved, they sail through the oceans, they reach Singapore first, and then they go to Kuching, and from Kuching they use the Rajan River to continue sailing to Cebu.
好，这个第1张图介绍了，现在我们进入这个第2张图。这个第2张图就是现在的新竹山河这边然后我们会有纪念这个我们福州人来到这边，我们有建一个公园纪念为我们福州人来事。那时候呢，就在这里呢开始这个发祥地就在这边。
So the first landing point for all Fuzhou is Sungai Merah. So I'm not sure if you guys know Sungai Merah, but it's a place in the UTS. So that place is the first place where Fuzhou land, and that is also the first place where the development started.
好，我们讲到这个第3张图，那第3张图呢是他们来的时候就是要吃饭，要做这个垦荒的这个工作，要建屋子，然后因为你没有建屋子，没有地方好住，所以说要建屋子，所以说这个荒野的地方我们就开始做这个垦荒的工作。
So in order to have a place of living, so they start clearing forests, they start to build buildings. So this is where the development and how they go into wood industry.
Okay, next， 因为他们也有带这个小孩子过来，要带这个小孩子过来，也要让他读书，然后他们有建一个教堂，让他们上教堂。因为这个黄乃禅这个港主呢，他是一个传教士，所以说他第一要建一个教堂，然后又建这个学堂。那时候我们就这个叫学堂，就是说给小孩子有读书的地方。除了这个垦荒工作，让小孩子他们 也有机会受救。
Yeah, so during the migration, they also brought kids over Sarawak, and because of how Monash himself is actually an evangelist, Christian evangelist, and that's why they built a church. And from church, they started teaching the kids, giving them education.
然后再来我们这边，他们来的时候，就是开始也是一样的，又种稻田，又种菜，然后呢，这个又做这些都是agriculture的这个农作物的这个工作。但是一直我们不同人发展到现在呢，已经到这个种收入的这个时代，到现在100年的时候就开始种这个收入。
So they also involved in agriculture. They first started with paddy field, and then throughout the 100 years of development, they started from paddy field until the until industry in planting palm tree. Sorry.
那么在那个时代，最主要的这个农作物呢，就是这个 pepper 就是胡椒跟胡椒，然后各塑胶，大概就是主要的这2个agriculture的这个农作物的这个生活过程这样的一个生活。
And from there, they also started involving in agriculture like peppers and rubber tree as well.
因为那时候的塑胶很值钱，这个胡椒也很值钱，所以说这几张的这边呢，都是他们做这个种胡椒的这个收钱的时候一个过程，然后这个塑胶刻完之后，就一片的才能够卖到外国去。
So this picture is an illustration on how the pepper and also the rubber is being collected and processed.
OK， 再来这一张图就是到了那时候，我们就开始，福州人就开始这个发布就是timber 很土著的 timber。那么早期的时候呢，是用人力来推动的。然后后来就有这个火柴路比较容易一点，那么砍下来的时候都是用这个用这个手用这个锯跟它锯下来，然后一条一条的跟它弄好，然后就是用人力的讲。但是现在呢就比较容易一点，就开始用这个牵手就比较发展到牵手，然后在Upper Ridge上面呢，它就用这个船这个木头载下来，最后呢，他们也是有用到这个直升机来吊直升机来吊，这个也是用我们的这个长跑，不要把绳子OK。
So these pictures actually illustrate the involve on how they use a simple cutting knife to cut the wood, and then from cutting using simple tools, and they started involved into using chainsaw and then using boat to transfer all the wood, and then later on using helicopter.
那么这一展呢是呈现我们福州人的这个文化。那么福州人呢，好像结婚他们就用这个担子当一下搬家庄，然后有一些这个是音乐也有这个蓝烟山，还有这个海高跷我不知道这个应该怎么讲大概是讲这一讲就是呈现我们福州人的这个习俗文化这一方面。
So this picture actually illustrates the Fuzhou culture. So there are a lot of things that I don't know how to say in English because it's a very traditional tool. But then basically this illustrates the Fuzhou culture from the marriage, and then from lion dance, all the traditional things that Fuzhou will do in an important event.
那么以前我们早期福州人结婚的时候，他们就有一个饭就是送礼的，就是我们有讲一担多少担，比如说这个是很多，比如说有7担8担这个它的饭价就比较丰富一点，有一些是看，有一些最主要的也要看他们的这个家境的这些东西。
So also in tradition, so whenever there's marriage, so people will be giving gifts, and then so the gift is also having like different kind of levels. So the more gift you are, that means that you are more rich.
那么刚才讲过，这么到了这边，这个讲到文化方面，我们最后我们这中间的时候，我们就讲这一个。福州人就开始在这边做生意，就慢慢的开始做生意。那么就跟谁做生意呢？就跟这个一般人开始有一种教育的这种的来往。然后呢，也把这个塑胶弄好一下就出口到内地去。然后那时候呢，就是用这些。有汽车这样这么方便的，好像楼离这样这么方便的来载，不是用这个自己做的这个轮子，不是用人力来推动的这种的交通工具啊。
Okay, so this picture illustrates how Fuzhou started involving in business. So they started doing trading and also export business with especially with indigenous people in Sarawak, and also exporting the rubber, the processed rubber, out for some earnings.
OK， 来到这个福州人来到我们这个师傅的54年的时候呢，我们开始就建一个 building 来纪念我们垦场50周年纪念。然后呢，我们有一条路就命名为这个环奶长路叫它环奶校然后我们有建一间学校，就是环奶校 Secondary School 然后现在呢，我们就建一间这个 New Building 100年的这个纪念大楼OK， 那么在那个时候的时期，在40多年的时候，我们师傅这个地方也给这个日本空茶占领过3年8个月。所以说，你看到这个飞机这个师傅给他占过，但是还有一间呢，这个也是福州人建的军建的这个刘庆侯医院，this one。Hospital.
So this picture actually illustrates on the events in the history on 1940. So where we were colonized by Japan, also in Cebu, and then from there, after the event, then we started back the development, and in order to commemorate on Won Naishong, who is the pioneer coming into Sarawak in Cebu. So we started building schools, and also schools naming after the person. And also we have in Cebu there's also one we call land. So we also named the land after this person as well. And then we also built a building, 50th anniversary building, to just commemorate on how long Fuzhou has been here. And also we also have fundings where we fund to build a hospital, which is called Lau King Hall Hospital.
然后我们就很快的就进入到我们100年的现在。那么100年的现在呢，师傅就一直在成长，有福州人还有我们的各民族包括海南人客家人潮州人我们一起都在这边建设我们的这个师傅。那么我们师傅呢就建设了非常的漂亮的现在的这个师傅。 那时候呢，早期都是4个，现在已经有737的飞机可以下我们的这个新的飞机场。然后早期呢，我们都是用3班的那些船啊，航母船啊。后来我们就看到这个做到很大的这个铁的船，所以我们师傅这个船厂也是非常发达。然后再来我们的大悲公庙你看建得很漂亮。后来也进我们这个虎华银行，然后这个三阳大厦，这个15之窗西湖给会，然后再来我们也不要忘记教堂也建得非常漂亮，还有教堂，这些都建设的非常好的一个美丽的事物似乎其实好山好水的一个很好的一个地方。这个是一个100年这样的现在，所以说这个 drawing 呢，就是说有一些是靠一种幻想，要慢慢去演变。但是因为在这个阶段呢，你没有办法跟他一个一个详细的再画下去，从这一个变到这一个，所以说比较快一点就过去。因为墙壁只有几个这么长而已，你没有办法做到太长去。OK.
Okay, so you are saying that the wall is limiting him for drawing more in detail. But basically, from this picture, it's actually a time skip from 1940s until the present day. So this picture actually illustrates how developed Cebu is right now, with how from a little sampan or little boat that we use into a modernized boat, and how Cebu is only consists of hawker stores, and they develop into all the tall buildings, and also with this assimilation of cultures with religions, like there's a mosque, there's a church there as well, and yes, this is basically the present day of Cebu.
那么最后一站呢？最后这一站就比较等于说整个历史的一个结束的一个总结的一个图样。那么就是我们庆祝这个100周年，福州人来15垦场100周年。那时候我们就有一个很大的一个庆典，就是100th anniversary 这个庆典。然后就是那时候我们就组团了一个100人，回到我们中国的这个福州这个地方，福州是有一个实现呢，他们就到每一县去做一个什么呢？做一个感恩之旅，就是他到了每一个县呢，就立了一个碑，就是感恩之旅这样。那么，因为福州人有10亿，就是10个习惯，这个不同的这个习惯，不同的讲的不同音但是基本上是一样。然后感恩之旅回来之后呢，我们就庆祝这个100周年的时候，邀请我们的这个首席部长来开幕那么凡是每一项的这个活动的都是100来做这个标准。那时候的这个主席我们福州部委主席就是现在我们这个当地的董事长，他的要求很高，所以说每一项的活动都是以100来做，就是这样OK， 整个街上呢，我们有这个舞龙舞狮还有这个花车游行都是100个，都是以100做标准。
So the last picture actually illustrates the conclusion on the 100th anniversary. So they first form a team consists of 100 people. They go back to Fuzhou in China. So in Fuzhou there's actually 10 places which form 10 different lands for Fuzhou. So they visit all the 10 different places in Fuzhou, and then in each places they have one monument stating on how thankful they are that they have what they have today, because of what happens in China. So they actually visit back to China as a Thanksgiving visitation. And after they come back from China, they have a very big festival celebrating on the 100th anniversary for the years that Fuzhou has been staying in Cebu. So during that festival, the theme is 100. So every element is involving the 100, the word 100. So let's say there are lion dance, there are parade, so there are different things, but all of them consist of 100 of them.
这个简简单单的这个历史的这个经过了这个100年哈，然后这个庆典完之后就建这个大楼，这个是头100周年纪念大楼，然后我们有一个这个 Heritage Center， 这个最主要做这个 Heritage Center 最主要就是说给以后我们的子孙更深的一层能够了解我们福州人的这个文化，跟他的这些留下的一些这些文物啊，可以证明啊，这个是100年前我爸爸用过的，这个是多少年我公公用过的，最起码你可以知道一下自己的文化可以更深的一点，可以注意到就是说他自己的根从哪里来，这个很重要。所以说建这个，因为不然你建这样大的一间的建筑物啊，假如没有这样的一个 Heritage Center， 你们今天来到这边参观什么？没有的，最好看，空空的。所以说我们就做了这个 Heritage Center， 所以说今天你们就有机会来这边参观了。好，简单的，谢谢大家有什么要问的，也可以做一点点的回答。我们的主席也来了Mr. Wong Xie Yong， 还有我们的秘书
Okay, so the Fuzhou Association chairman and secretary is also here. So you can see from here. So basically what he was talking is that after the festival, they built this hall and also the gallery. So they wanted to build this because they want the young generation to know their root, to know how difficult they are, how difficult their ancestors are from migration onto a development and onto the success that they have today. So thank you everyone.
Thank you so much for sharing the story. Very interesting, and also thanks a lot that we can be here to learn more and to hear all of us, like, you know, suddenly the whole hall is full. What we will do now, actually, we are going to dive into the mural even more. We go into the gallery, but not now, don't go there actually. We do first a few steps. What I would like to ask everyone is to think about the story just now for a little bit, and think about which part of the mural that you think, hey, that's interesting, I want to learn more, or I connect to that story in some way, I want to dive into that. So, because what we will do during this afternoon is we will learn more about the Fuzhou culture through the gallery, but then we also see how we personally connect to, or can kind of find stories that connect somehow to who we are. So we're going to create a new mural, a PDC Place mural representing us all, a bit of us all in this mural, a new mural. So it's maybe difficult now because we have 12 parts, right? 12 different mural parts. And I want roughly equal groups. And I would like to also invite those who feel they have the knowledge about the Fuzhou to also kind of be spread around so that we can also learn from those Fuzhou experts. So, yeah, let's have a look here at least. And let's see how logistically problematic this will be. And also, if you feel like, I don't know, like maybe I don't know which one I connect to, doesn't matter. We'll just select one and then you learn more. And then you see, actually, I can go into this one. I can learn more about this. So if you feel like I have no idea where to stand in front of which neural part, that's fine. Yeah, here there's... You can also go up, walk to the mural, have a look, see what you see. Maybe it's difficult to see from a distance because of the print. And also, if we don't know yet, if we understand it completely, it doesn't matter. We will learn more and more.
Thank you.
So, if you already made a decision, how is it going actually with deciding where to stand and which neural parts to? Does that make sense? We select one part only where we will focus on. So Gary already definitely decided. So yes, okay, you move there. Stand in front. Yeah. Yeah, we have a few people here. Very good.
To ask them to elaborate more on
Yeah, here we have a few people going closer, maybe have made a selection. Yeah, you're here? Yeah? Yes?
She's my selection.
Yes, I am. She has an interest.
She's the expert.
Yeah, right. So. Okay. Are there are there people who are still like lost and don't know where to stand, or being lost is okay? Yes? Which one? You can stand there. Go and stand there. If you made a selection, go and stand where you want to be, so that I see the groups roughly. Okay. Oh, from up? Oh, I go up the. Oh. Okay.
So how many languages and dialects do you speak?
So moving up the stage now. This is hello. So yes, I would like to see the different groups that have formed now, so that I know. Are there also mural parts that are not addressed? That's also fine, actually. So we have a group here. We have a group here, I think, right? For this one. Yes? So who's part of that group? You're... Yeah? Do we have here someone? People? Not yet? No? This one then? Yes? Here? One person only? Yes? Can we have some people joining here, because we want some story creating together. Some more. We'll come back to it. We'll make sure you. And you have this one. Yeah? Good? You too. This one, yes? Yeah, you're there? Okay. This one? No? Yeah? You're in this one. Yeah? We have a group here. This is great. Here, this is your group. Yeah? Here? Just you. Is there anyone who wants to join this? Because I think it's nice to make stories together. Otherwise, we need someone. We'll be fine. Someone wants to join here? Yeah? Yes. Oh, you're here. We'll just sort it out. We'll sort it out, don't worry. Okay, here. You are here. Also one. Yeah? Sorry. But that is fine. maybe we'll just
See how we can play artificially.
okay, here we have a good group in here also. Can I suggest that maybe with the 4 of you, because here we have 2, and or are you here also now? No, you're still here. So with those, here, that you connect, we'll see what happens. Yeah? Okay, so what will we do now?
So there is also 2. Okay.
What? Sorry?
So there are also these 2, right?
Yes, those 2, yes. I thought, yes, it's clear which groups there are here. Perfect. So, what we will do now, this is important, otherwise we will all be lost. We will go into the gallery with our part of the mural in mind, and we look for maybe the artifacts. Some of the artifacts might be here. You recognize them. You start talking. What's in there? You start asking questions. Maybe you can ask questions to the Fuzhou board members or the maker of the mural, but also to the students, some might know. So that actually we start collecting and start better understanding, going deeper into our part of the mural. So we do that for 45 minutes. Yeah. Coming back 3:15, roughly, a bit later. Then to 20 past 3, we come back, and then we start creating stories. But for now it's building and getting inspiration, yeah? And also ask, because also Dennis, there are printouts, right? There are printouts for the different mural, out of breath, different mural parts, so that you can also, if you want to go back to the story, you can read it. So for every mural part there's a transcript of the story. Yeah? And if you have questions, just come and ask me. I will go down now.
Are we going?
Start building our story. And then we have pens and paper, some even origami paper, we can pull things, we have post-its, we have many things. So then we create our own mural together. So we have 45 minutes for that, for the class. We will bring all the mural parts back to the big wall, and we have created then our own mural. So yeah, let's get to it.
Just okay, once. Yeah, correct. That's it.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that's okay.
Okay. There's no feedback. It's not good.
It's fine.
The plastic, the big plastic, where do I get them from?
Here I don't know.
just over here. But I think for us, we understood as provinces. County is actually American. Yeah, we're supposed to create our own, I don't know. That's what she said, you use this plastic to override you cook the whatever, so I just want but other people are using other things. Maybe individually we can do on our own or maybe in the group. Okay, the only thing I can write here is 100 is to tell us February thing. There's a date actually, 16th of March, isn't it?
Yes, 16th of March, 100 people, 800 years.
2000 what? 2001. So they have 100 people going in. So we take that number, 100 people.
This is second batch, this is the first batch.
Okay, is there anything to do with first batch? Did they go in?
Selepas ni diorang buat apa jadi?
Cakap cerita. Setiap kumpulan dia akan cakap cerita.
Oh.
Dia akan cakap cerita.
What we are saying is now is my perspective. They will help
Hello. That's very loud. and we are, I know that some of you are still very much shaping stories, and that's fine. But we have a bit of 5 minutes before we come together. I want to ask every group within 5 minutes to actually start repositioning the mural back in the original order. So we will do it here on the floor. We won't hang it now because that will be difficult. But we'll do it like here in this hall, on the floor. Yeah. So you still remember the order, I hope. Yeah. And think about maybe if there's one of your group who can tell the story for us. So one by one, we all tell our stories.
The gallery perspective, they just want to give that one community on
I know. To make it maybe the story simpler or focused, but now we're opening it up, right? Because it's not the production creative the mural for the gallery anymore. It's the things that we are talking about and that we've been wondering about.
Quite one. University.
So, like, it's about meeting others and how does it start? There's it's not a critique of the other ones, because you understand, right? It's like that, right? It's a story. That makes sense. And also, make it look worse, but I already see you have a drawing here, so maybe there's something you can create rather than.
来了吗？在外面，你加进来啊。先走了啊？对。先走了。
We can take another one, which is on cultural systems.
Then maybe we can. Since they just came to Security Center, then we can show a place where they can come over their people in China, they have accessibility. Of course, there must be when you communicate they have accessibility. But we are connecting with it. Yeah. Because when I came to Malaysia, even once I landed in the airport in KL, I had to call my mom. Okay, I'm going to clear immigration now. Let me cut this one.
走的话，女孩子。哇，老师，旁边的老师。海波车。绵羊。
Apa yang dia sakit.
Is this okay? Is this okay? So this is the cultural systems, emic perspective, which is you are looking from it from your side. And the etic perspective is wherein you are getting in the culture, the values, the traditions, the rituals and the habits. And this is
force that we need to tame, because there's snake, there's tiger, and there's mosquito, there's cobra, there's scorpion. In Europe I can just anytime I just walk in the forest without worrying with my 1-year-old child, 2-year-old child. But here, watch out, watch out, that plant, watch out.
Yeah, sorry, I was trying to draw a tree trunk.
Wow, that's great. You try, isn't it? And then there are some small maybe do cutting and too impatient. Yeah. Trees in the city. Is that okay? It's like they are not really here, but then they were here. We have a ceremony of starting the deforestation, giving honor to the
trees.
Oh, they were involved?
In cutting trees?
Yeah.
And then building the house together. Yeah, that can be. And building a community center, something like that. Yeah. That's good. That's good. Yeah, that's a good one.
Poverty lah. So how do you say poverty?
No money. Money cross.
Money
Money cross. House cross. No home. Semua cross. No home.
House. And
Yeah. No more, nothing.
Boleh buat like rice bowl pun cross.
Tak ada makanan. So that's what they can complete the family to live better.
Survival lah. Survival.
so they gave this space lah. As a gift. Can really see the Gargaji as symbol
Cutting trees.
So.
not just so, but I think
This one I saw inside, yeah.
shipbuilding.
Itu tadi saya nampak dalam media ni ada model ship, dia kata for gift for
Yang dekat luar kan?
yang tu dia bagi hadiah as a gift.
Ya.
Why do you want to give also?
Thank you very much.
Yes, cement for the net, like confirm. Here is.
One is not enough.
Just put near but I think it's better for you to put here because that is very it's poisonous because it's acid. So over there. So whenever they want to be near to the tree, so not so sunny.
This is my speculation lah, based on the tools yang memang lebih teknik.
Basket too. Just near. Sometimes they put rice in there, in the basket, or they put I think it's need to be near to there because this is only the dish and that one is rice. And I will make it so.
Those caps?
Yeah.
So this one on the back. This one go on the back like it's pulled in there. Yes.
Hebat kan? MRT. Tak ada speedboat lagi. Tak ada speedboat. Kita guna MRT. Itu baru nanti semua modern banget. Nanti present tu itulah saya kata kereta terbang saya berani lukis tu saya tak. Memang letak lagi kereta terbang. Saya rasa ini belum mana? Tidak, ada satu lagi sudah. Dekat kucing ni pintu lu punya, pintu lu take over. Tidak lagi, dia sudah kawan. Kalau tidak, kamu naik sana tingkat buku.
So different.
Walau satu tower lagi. Dia naik mana? Dia perlu, saya rasa dua tiga tingkat sudah boleh. Cukup lah. Saya tengok saya tu sudah habis saya tengok. Kita memang artis tak teknologi base punya. We are done. Thank you very much.
This is camera but is it the camera? It's not really habis. Selamat, sini. Wah, ngeri tak lah. Betul tak?
And with the microphone, I want to give it, and you will give it to the next person, right? So, I go for the microphone. You want to see, maybe it's moving along with the story. So, yeah, here, it's for you.
Okay, this is regarding the story of inception of the Fuzhou migration. Okay, so after seeing the presentation from the representative from the gallery and then also looking at the gallery from far, and first what we have additional story like we were trying to imagine 1900s. So what was happening in China? So it's like hardship, people dying, there's opium war, there's a lot of things happening in China. And I think it's also the time when the Qing dynasty is really going down. So I think there is a lot of hardship happening in mainland China. So that's why the answer is like, how come Cebu? So apparently we think that there is not, I mean, shown here, but there's also migration of all over the place. But the most important part, I think, we found a document, and also the exploration is like Singapore. Singapore, I use the compass because that is where the direction was pointed out to. Yeah, I think, and there was also the group exploration was looking for people to work in. About the artifacts there. It's the artifact for trade. You know, the kantang, the scale, I mean, they really come to trade. I think that is the main motivation, and I think the story was not told here, the main motivation. The only motivation was that there's an agreement in 1900s. But this story of the motivation to have milk of gold, land of gold, the promised land, something like that. But the other thing is, I saw very important is the technology that was brought by the Fuzhou to Sarawak. And it's really a lot of modern technology, means there's a lot of things that make me wonder, this is my personal opinion. Why is it? Because by chance, the Fuzhou landed up in Cebu, or is story that more than that, when Brooks saw something from the Fuzhou that he knows that these are the kind of people who can survive the kind of thing. So I think because of that, we put a lot of these tools there, and also there's empty land there, it's nothing. So I put there, and I think it's what I was saying. I asked him, 1900, where were you? The Padang is still there, sitting in the jungle. So it means that there's not enough people in Sarawak. So you really need someone to really go and open up the land and do something for it. So I think that is the story behind that. Did I miss anything?
I don't think so. We got the trade.
Oh, okay. Something. Also about the shipbuilding. I think it's very important because those days ships are made from wood. So when I saw the artifact, these are all to make planks for ships. So I think because of this skill, I mean, the Fuzhou started in Cebu not by chance, but I think by design. That wood from the interior goes to the Kerajaan and processed to make ship. And this is, I think, where the important heritage of Cebu, Fuzhou is from the shipbuilding. That's it. Thank you.
Thank you.
Good afternoon, everyone. So I'll continue with the second mural. So continuing for the first mural just now, I think they explained about the difficult times in China. Therefore, I think this is the factor for them to migrate to Borneo. But then we also found the presentation said that the first few years, I think it was also very difficult for the settlers. It was in a very bad environment. So we were like questioning how the different songs compare to the difficult times in China and also difficult times in the new area for them at that time. So this is, I think, a very interesting comparison to keep in mind. And then although they migrated so far away from China, so this is very evident in their wedding traditions, and the practices of the cultural festivals and everything as well. So we actually also wonder about Cebu at that time as well. Because now I think the government use or the council use swan as a symbol for Cebu town. Last time we were wondering why there's a lonely guy over there. Because I think this also maybe because the Chinese is a very close-knitted community. So also I think maybe it's very difficult for them also to mix with other community at that time. So I think these are some of the thoughts and things we thought about. Anything else you know? Okay, thank you very much. Okay, hello everyone. So continuing from the last chapter. So this is from this picture, as you can see, the Fuzhou people start to develop the community here in Cebu land. So the first one I want to show you guys is this big man is holding a phone. This one indicates like where the communications between these people that already arrived in Cebu and telling their family or relatives back in China, saying that, Mom, I'm safely arrived here. I'm safe. You don't have to worry about me. So this is what I'm trying to express here. Okay, and then moving on to this one. This one it says kids running around. So since the Fuzhou communities comes with their family, the kids, the wives, and also the husbands. So we can imagine the kids running around and then live their childhood the best during this time. Okay, and then moving to this one. This is like I think this one is a house. So inside this house, there will be like few Fuzhou leaders that will be having some discussions among themselves on how to build the community in Cebu. Okay, and then moving on to this part. So this one is like some group of women that is cooking and prepare for the meals. So as you can see from this picture, there are a bunch of men that are struggling and doing some works in order to develop the land. So the wives, of course, they will try to prepare the meal for the husbands as well. So referring to this is like we want to draw a cup. So this cup indicates that the man is already eat the food prepared by the women. Okay. And then moving on to this bulb. So this bulb is indicate bulb is, we know that is a source of light. So there is a hope for this Fuzhou people to have a bright future for the community in Cebu and how they are living right now. Okay, so this is the fun part, the middle part. This is where I think this is a tragic story. We made a tragic story. Okay, because as we all know, in life there will be some difficulties and struggles that we need to face. So for example, this one is a river actually. So as you can see, this is few fishes and also crocodile. So these fishes indicate there will be their source of food. Okay, since they are living near inside the forest, right? And then for the crocodile indicates the danger that they will face. Okay, and then moving on. Okay, as you can see clearly, there is one snake there. There is a snake there. So there is a tragedy where this snake is biting this man. So it shows that the guy is struggled to cut the tree, but then suddenly bitten by the snake. Okay, and then lastly, this fire and also a group of women taking care of the kids. We want to express there is a harmony Fuzhou community where they are also happy to live here and to start their life here. So this is for our part. Thank you.
Alright, so for our group, the message is simple: 2 words, religion and education. Earlier on, when we had the privilege of being explained what this mural meant, especially when the Fuzhous began to settle in Cebu, they persist on continuing education or to encourage the young ones to have an education. And at the same time, religion comes into play because the Methodist missionaries especially came to assist in building up schools and whatnot. So especially when we went up to the gallery, we noticed a few of the tools that were used in education. For those of you who may not be familiar, there was a counting thing. You may hear it as abacus. I'm not sure if you've seen it upstairs. And then there was also the calligraphy brush. And I believe this is something that we can look at and notice that despite being so far away from home, they still continue what they learned, what they knew, and what was good for the community. And I think that's how education plays a very, very interesting and important role for the Fuzhous to develop themselves. And in terms of religion, we noticed that in the gallery there was not many artifacts or displays on any religion per se. We were wondering why as well. But in a certain sense, we can see it as being able to, from a bigger picture, we can see that it doesn't matter what religion, whether some of them embrace Christianity, or perhaps some of them continued on the religion they brought when they came from China, or perhaps even the religion of the others who are already in Cebu. They believe in, I think, they were able to respect one another for that. Whether they were embracing the same religion or a different one, what kept them going, what kept them growing is that they have respect and they understood each other and were able to coexist in this, what's the word they use this morning? Pluriversality, something like that, yeah. So, what makes it very important at the end of the day is the opportunity. Whether it's education, whether it's religion, it is very clear that when they were allowed to continue their education, when they were allowed to continue their religion, they grew. And we can see the effects of it today, how advanced and how far they have come from all the way from China in over 100 years ago. Yeah, so that's all from me. Thank you.
Okay, hi. Fast forward, 10 years fast forward after arrival of Fuzhou clan in Sarawak. So now, since they are comfortable in Sarawak and they are making Sarawak as their home, so now this is the golden era time for the agriculture. So this is the way they get all the money from, and even if you can see here, you can see the palm for the palm oil, the main agriculture in Malaysia, among the main, and you can see also the paddy, the main food for Malaysian people. And over here you can see the rubber tree and the pepper. Pepper also known as the black gold for Sarawakian. Okay, the pepper is really expensive and they are really appreciate the spice. And over here what you can see is the process of the agriculture itself. How they harvest the paddy and also the palm, and you can see the people from the traders come and collect the palm to be processed. Okay, so you can see there's one person, they are working together, there's one person do the rubber tapping to collect all the rubbers. And you can see there's two people collecting the peppers, and you can see at the back of each of the people, you can see raga, where whenever they pick up, and they will put at the back. Okay? And over here you can see the process of the pepper itself. One person just pour the pepper in the machine. That machine is to segregate the pepper from the unwanted things, so that they will get only the pepper. So the process there, you can see they dry up the pepper under the sun and do the process of taking off the canal. Okay, and over here you can see the process of the rubber to make it a piece of rubber to be sent for the industry, so they can make tires and everything else. So over here you can see what we added some more is the food. The most important things when you're working together, so you must have food. Okay, that's a very traditional tiffin to put all the dishes, and in the basket we put the rice, and there's also bottles in the labu sayur. Okay, so and people with the who process the pepper, they are wearing masks because it's food for hygienic. So you can see that. And we try as best as we can to make each of the person wearing the hat. You can see probably they left the hat behind. Okay, so just assume. Okay, this is to show that how agriculture fulfill their life and they are working in harmony in the agriculture era. Okay, I think that's about it. Okay, thank you.
Hey yo, hey yo, hey yo, hey yo, hey yo, hey hey yo，我们的意志坚，我们的工作勤，把高山打个洞，把石头变成金。你看，你看，你看，四海都有中国人。Translation.
Actually, 我们的意志坚定 actually means that we be persistent in our ambitions. 工作勤劳 we are hardworking. 把高山打个洞 means that you dig a holes in the mountains. You 把石头变成金 it turns the rocks into gold. 你看到处处都是中国人 you see everywhere stays the Chinese people around the world.
So following that, that started a conversation. So along with that kind of sentiment, we talked about, in this original story, talked about the changing technologies and sort of the different developments happening. So we started off by talking about what was missing from the story, and a lot of the men working here doing the logging were often away from their families for decades. In some cases only seeing their families a couple of times a year. So we did have a bit of a discussion about that, and then we also talked about the women and children that aren't sort of pictured here, but they're very much a part of their lives and part of that activity that was happening. And then we talked a lot about sort of the future of both development, sustainable development, and technology. So another piece that was sort of missing, and is very much a part of both that time and then the future, was of course the indigenous peoples living in these areas that were being logged. And so the Dayak, Canaan, and Kelabit. So we had a bit of a discussion around things like working together, discussing the path or course, progress or not of development, and benefit sharing. These at the bottom are around reforestation. So we talked about more trees, and you can see here there's more trees growing up at the top there. And also a bit of a discussion about the animals living in the forest that aren't really captured in this image, but of course are very much part of that. And then finally, just some of the technology developments such as sustainable green energy, renewables, and so on. And so we have there a picture of a longhouse that has solar panels, maybe a small run-of-river system, and some Wi-Fi that you can read on the side there. The Wi-Fi has like a bit of a community sort of usage policy, so it's not like all usage all the time kind of thing, but has specific uses that were determined by the community. Okay.
Hello everyone. We want to relate it. We related it with our day-to-day lives. And the first thing is the dance form over here, and we relate it with Kuch Kuch Hota Hai as one of the dances from one of the Hindi movies, and the triangular design of depiction is from one of our community networks. Now, if you look at this entire system, we see that there are two types of cultural systems that are depicted in this entire mural. One is an etic approach and one is the emic approach, in which in the emic approach we look at things from inside, but in the etic approach we look at things like rituals, traditions, habits, culture, values, everything, and which is followed in the everyday life. So this is the cultural system that we found. We related it to the cultural systems theory. Then we also had found a similarity with with the Kadazan culture, where they also draw water in a similar way, and they take water. So, but the other thing what was very important in this mural was the eligibility to get married, and there we did a depiction of Maslow's hierarchy of needs, and we depicted it in that way that first we need to have fend for ourselves, get food and everything, be able to earn, then what is it? So we need a house, and then we need furniture and things of that sort, and then get married. So that was the other one. Then here we see 7 to 8 people sitting together and playing the musical instrument. And again we found that as a similarity with the Kadazan culture, where people sit together and they do the magagong, which is the boom drum that they play. And because we see the other thing in this is an intergenerational transfer of local knowledge from mother to the daughter, and we see that there we tried to depict it through the reproductive life course of women, where women have parallel careers, not only as daughters but also as mothers, and that is how we depicted it. So here the cultural thing at the end is about how the intergenerational transfer of knowledge takes place from mothers to daughters, and how gifts are given after the birth of the baby, and it comes from the maternal house. So that's the story about it.
Okay, here comes to, looks like we have a missing chapter that I cannot read, so it's that we lost some history here. So, go to chapter 10. Here, I will call it as the beginning of the Industry 3.0, modernizations, where starting from the World War III, the impact that we see from poor, and then starts urbanizations, people start to have hospitals to get childbirth, and then car, motorcycles, bicycles came in with less modern technology. And also we have the KFC available to integrated collaboration or the investment from international investment towards the country. And the people here should start their own plantations, farming the durian, and school we have. And inside the schools, 3 persons then getting said they're starting to have some gossip, loving each other, studying. That's things happening when we have modernization, so these things come in. We don't talk about war anymore. And also we have our beloved cats there on the roof walking around. So that indicates that people start to having pets in this area. That's the whole story for this, our masterpiece. Thank you.
So I'm already the modern one, so we'll be very fast. Anything that is you cannot see in Cebu now, you will see it here. Futuristic. Everything go for smart, 5G, whatever thing you want to have the G inside. And we are thinking of like make the Cebu city to be the most futuristic, most modern. That's all. Thank you very much. Because I don't want to keep those bags.
Yeah, alright. Hello. So my team decided to choose the Colombian to talk about the Fuzhou in Malaysia because I'm supposed to add some Ajinomoto to this. Right? So this last chapter is basically about the celebration of the hard-working people that came from China to Cebu, and what we wanted to talk about in this sort of chapter is about how the Fuzhou celebrates and joyfully look back to their long history of coming and migrating to Sarawak, and it is about being joyful, enjoying prosperity, and celebrating the richness of the adventure of life that's taking place in Sarawak. And yeah, I guess that's it. That's my Ajinomoto. Thank you.
So yeah, thank you all so much. Very many stories that came from a lot of stories also, I guess. So I just wanted to have a very, 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 very short round of reflections. Actually, what did we do today? What was this? Does anyone have a thought that they want to share? We tried to look into similarities with our lived experiences, like we related their thing with our own everyday life, and we tried to look into what are the things that we still do similar to what they used to do, and some of them still hold good, like readiness for marriage, for example, and the Kazakhstan culture. So all those we found those similarities. So we tried to look at the community, the Fuzhou community, as not as something separate. We looked at them as one amongst us. Yeah. Thank you. Anyone else who would like to share some? Yeah?
Yeah, right. I felt really out of my comfort zone. I hope I've added interesting Ajinomoto to this. But it was really difficult, and we had our expert Fuzhou person that kindly explained a lot of details about the culture and the implications of the story that we're seeing here, and I think that was beautiful. So thank you for that, and thank you to my other teammate who's eating in the back and looking at her cell phone, and I just wanted to thank everyone, because it isn't easy to get out of your comfort zone, but I felt welcome to get out of my comfort zone. So it was comfortable to get out of my comfort zone, even though I felt uncomfortable. I don't know if that makes sense, but yeah.
Someone else? Yeah? Oh, okay, got to keep my microphone this time.
Number one, what I can see is working together and everybody participating. And even though this is just an illustration without words, but we can interpret it according to the history, and we can relate it even though we are from different cultures. So we can work together and agree upon one thing that we want to deliver and want people to see what we agree upon and what we want to tell the story. Right? Thank you.
Someone else?
Can I add on the red color? It's very important using the red color by the Chinese. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, get those two microphones. So.
Just want to add on about the red color, so that's why we're only using red and the pink color, just to signify the prosperity thing for the Chinese, that normally use the Chinese New Year as,
I actually was wondering about that, because I took some paper to just place somewhere, and then I was like, does this even make sense with the color? So it's a very good point to also bring up that everything has meaning, not just the things that we create, but also the things that are already there. Yes. Already there, they carry something. So that's
mainly the festival always have red color, actually. Yeah.
Someone else? Yeah.
Okay. This is my first experience on the PD, participatory design things on this. So taught me a lot how the participatory teamwork is happening here, where everybody contributes the idea and put it on the mural, come up with the ideas and then synchronize all the storylines and come up with a very incredible masterpiece. So yes, thank you for that.
Thank you. Yeah?
Actually, I was finding that all like coherent, way of telling story. But then I remember I was a cat, and then she was talking about coherence, and I wonder, when we tell stories, is that possible? We are not trying too hard to make meaning to it, not trying to have like a closure, not trying to make it nice and beautiful and purposeful. It's like tapestry, isn't it? Like one side is all very pretty pattern with coherency, but the other side is we see all the knots, loose ends. And I just wonder, how can we include that in the story?
I think that's a really. I don't know. Okay. No, I think that is a really important point. Also, that I've been doing workshops also during the pandemic over Zoom, where we explored what it means to tell everyday stories, to explore everyday collaborative survival, very big topic. But what we also realized, actually, the stories that we created weren't closed, finished, nice, polished stories, but they were all kind of snippets and kind of openings for new stories and deepenings. And so I think it's very nice that you bring that up, because that's also something I actually experienced. So, someone else? No? Okay. I want to thank you all so much for participating in this, like starting off in this circle and making popcorn together. It's a strange way to start an afternoon, but thank you all so much. I think, yeah, beautiful. Thank you.